Beautiful day out here on the impound. Unfortunately, we've got problems. So one of the things, I've got several projects out here to do. This is one of the minor ones while I'm making my way up here to the control gate / overflow. That's the next thing we're going to work on. But you can see the muskrats have tunneled and dug all this out. Now I came through here and I fixed this like 3 years ago. And I put some sand clay back in here, packed it all back down. Some of it actually eroded, but you can tell the muskrats came through and actually dug some of this stuff out right through here. And so I'm going to try to collapse all this, get it to go down, and then maybe try to dig some of this stuff that's just kind of eroded back down off the bank here, dig it back up and kind of reform this, because we're having to kind of go around it right through here. And let's just see if we can't clean this up really quick before I get down to the overflow that the beavers have got all kind of junked up, and see if I can't get that at least to a point where if I need to drain the water, we can drain the water out of here when we get some rain later this year. So let's get started on this. Well, that ain't pretty, but it's the best I can do with it for right now. But I've got up there at the corner of the impound, just up the trail there, I've got 6 or 8 yards of sand clay sitting there. So I'll get the tractor either this afternoon or tomorrow, and I'll bring several bucketfuls of sand clay up here, and I may just leave the, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I gotta come back down here with the mulcher. But we'll get this machine back down here with the bucket. I'll get some sand clay right here, try to fill this in and grade it out a little better. But all this is now collapsed and down. And this part I'm not too concerned about. It's that one right there. But I could put a little bit of dirt here and I think it would be a little better. But this, I've got to get, it might take just about all the dirt I've got. That's a deep hole. But it'll last another 3 years, what I do here. And this looks like goo, but it's really just sand. I mean, I know you can't see it, but this is just sand or sand clay mix. So it should dry pretty quick. The water should drain right out of it, and this should be just sand. We don't really have any clay here. It's not like up where Chris, Let's Dig 18 is, where you just got that nice red clay where you can just make dams and all kinds of stuff. We have sand, and sand ain't very good for making dams. This dam has some clay in it, but it's not a lot. The sand clay mix you get here is maybe 50-50 sand clay, so to speak. Maybe 75-25 more towards the sand. So that's about the best you can get. But I'll make this work. I'll bring all the dirt I got left, and we'll just fill all this in and try to grade it out a little better. And now you won't have these hidden holes here, so when anybody comes by with the side-by-side, you know, you don't hit a hole and get thrown off that thing or something. So it looks rough, but I'll get it finished out with some more dirt. Let's get up here to the control gate / overflow and take a look at that disaster. So here's the main issue that I want to come down here and address, at least as far as with this bucket. I need to get this big mound of dirt and mud, really mud, dug out and cleaned out so I can, if I need to drain this water out of the impoundment here, I can do that. I don't need to get it down right now, but we're getting into our wet season in the wintertime where we get rain and the days get shorter and they get cooler, so there's a lot less evaporation out here in the impound after it rains. So when it does rain, this thing, it tends to fill up more and go down a lot less quickly, naturally. So sometimes we have to open this control gate up, and what it is, there's some 2x6s that slide down these rails, or 2x8s, and then you take those out, and whatever level that the bottom one is, the water just flows down to that level. Well, the beavers hate this damn thing. Anytime they hear the water flowing, they come running, and we haven't needed to drop this water since the spring, so I haven't really messed with it because that wasn't a big deal. But I need to get this cleaned out, and then I've got I thought we had a clam rake down here that I was using to get the sticks and stuff out, but I don't have that, so all I got is this little, all I could find was this little garden hoe. So that'll work for what I need. And we'll get all this, try to clean this out and get this to the point where at least if I need to drain the water, I can. So let's see what we can do. So here's where we're at. Got most of this dug out right through here, at least as deep as I need it to go. And I'm trying to rebuild this embankment here. And once this stuff dries out, it becomes, I mean, the beavers dug it right out of here. And this is some really kind of thick, goopy clay stuff. This stuff through here is more clay. I don't know why, but it is. And you know, this was all stuff that we dug out right through here over the years that we've just been piling up right here. And once this stuff dries, it gets really hard. And so this will help. Once this dries, this will basically reform this whole bank here. And I'll let this stuff dry a little bit more, and then I can come back down here and kind of form it a little better when it's not too goopy. And we should be able to form this right back up. And hopefully keep the beavers from digging it back out, because this is where they're getting all the mud to get all this clogged up. So I'm going to put the muck boots on and see if I can't stand right there on that little patch of dirt left, or right here on the side, and reach down in there and get some of those sticks and stuff out and clean this out. And so when we need to drain this water, it's not a huge fight. All right, good news. I got this pretty much where I want it. It's mostly dug out, but I got most of what I could cleaned out of the pipe. I don't know if you guys can really see down in there, but what it is these boards are sitting on top of this bed of mud here, which is fine, because if I pulled those boards out, the water would just flush all of that stuff right out of the overflow and through the pipe back to the other side. There might be a few sticks in there to clean out, but it's nothing big. But I don't want to drain this right now, and so I took some mud and just kind of stuck it back down in there. So it's pretty easy for me to get this to drain, but I don't want any water, because if the beavers hear water running out of it, they're going to come running. But I think as long as they don't hear the water running, they shouldn't mess with this, but I'll have to keep an eye on it. But now if we do get a heavy rain, all I basically got to come do is just pull a couple of boards, and the rest of that, some of that stuff will just flush right out and she'll drain. I hope they don't mess with it anymore. They can't really get into it the way I've got the boards stacked up. They'd have to really pile this mud back up to climb up over that to get anything, I think, down in there. So hopefully that keeps them out of there. I have tried any and everything. We had this whole thing wired off at one point. We put scarecrows out here. And some of the guns are tenacious. The only thing we found to do was kill them. I think the first year Kelly was out here, I was still in the Army, so I wasn't here. It killed like 14 in like 1 year in this impound. I mean, it's 55 acres on this flooded impound. It's big. There's a lot of room in here for a lot of beavers. They've got plenty of space. And then this is all back in here is just swamp. So they have all that back in there too. But I think this should be fine. Let this stuff dry and come back down here, kind of reform this bank after it dries out a little bit. And this should stay nice and solid. And I'm gonna go put the mulcher on. We've got some mulching to do on this backside, and let's see if we can't do some of that today as well. Let's head back to the truck and swap this bucket out. that's all she wrote for that. Got all this cleaned up through here. May have to come back and do a little bit of handwork just to kind of clean up some stuff. I think I'm gonna get rid of that wax myrtle there, and I gotta get a little bit of this by hand, clean that out there. But yeah, for the most part, this looks good. I'm trying to save these little trees. They look dead, but they're not. It's just fall and they're de-leaving. These are red maples, so I'm hoping they live. That's not. That's gonna go. I'll yank that out, but these are all nice little red maples. I want to keep those. I just want to get all that other junk, wax myrtles and all that other crap out of here, and get some of this stuff cleaned up. I'm gonna rip that wax myrtle out too. I just didn't want to, I couldn't quite get down in there to mulch it and not have it like fall into the water. But all this is cleaned up through here. This looks really nice. I'll have to go down there and maybe grab a few things by hand. I'm stopping right here. First of all, I'm gonna leave this because this has got some producing grapevines in it. These are grapevines, and they produce. We have a lot of them on this side, but I can't go any further because this hole right here, we can barely get around it with the side-by-side. This is another embankment I've got to come and fix right here. All this is all collapsing through here. All this is, the muskrats have dug all that out. You can see the whole embankment is going that way. I can't get the machine through here without going over this, and I'm worried about it collapsing. And I won't have too much to do through here, but I'd have to track that machine, I mean, damn near somewhere between a half a mile and a mile, all the way around this impound through the other side of the farm to get back over here on this side to go around that hole. I'm not doing that today. It's Sunday, and I got football to watch. So, but I picked up a couple jobs this week, so stay tuned for that. Got some mowing and mulching to do, so all kinds of stuff to do. And I'm gonna go back over here to the control gate and show you guys one more quick thing before I go. It's pretty interesting. Go show you guys that. Well, the busy beavers have been busy again. So I dug this out. This was Friday, and I didn't work down here yesterday, and I'm down here, it's early Sunday morning, and they have already started to build this back up again right here a little bit. And that's okay. If it just stays like that, that's okay. I can dig that out in about 2 minutes if I need to pull these boards and drain this water. But if they have like that big mound out here again like they had before, we're gonna have a problem. So I'm hoping that they just leave it like that. I was hoping they wouldn't mess with it as long as they didn't hear the water running, and it's actually running more now after they messed with it than it was before. But you guys can see that down in there, but we'll see what happens. This is all looking pretty good. Once this kind of dried, it's starting to get nice and solid and hard, and this should reform this bank. We're not supposed to get any rain for another week, so this will stay in the sun, dry out, get nice and hard, and I should be able to kind of pull some more of that up this way and reform this bank here. It should be good, but I'll have to keep an eye on this. Damn beavers. It's always something down here with them, but that's the job for today. I just wanted to mulch that stuff out a little bit while I had the machine down here and see if I could clean that up, and then maybe next week I'll work my way around and get that last little bit, see if we can't make that look nice and get some nice visibility through here like I've got through here. It's a beautiful view through here across this impound, but when all that stuff grows up, you can't see nothing through here. Big issue is if you're driving through here on the side-by-side and you see a beaver out here in the water, can't hardly shoot them through all that stuff growing up. So that's another reason I'm trying to keep all this cleared and cleaned up. But beautiful Sunday morning. I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I will catch you guys later this week. Like I said, I got some more projects coming, so stay tuned, and I will catch you guys later. Bye everybody.